If you would just join me in thanking Tammy Wolfschlager and her staff for all the food and preparations. Great job, ladies. We appreciate it. And again, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our annual special Senior Academic Awards and Scholarship Program. I want to congratulate the class of 2017 on all of their accomplishments and for all the numerous awards and scholarships that you're going to be receiving tonight. We really have an exciting even plan. The air went off, so other than the warmth that we're going to feel being together, I think we're going to have a great evening. At this time, I'd like to introduce our superintendent, Mrs. Angela Smith. Superintendent of our school. She's going to introduce some special people and some opening remarks. Angela?
Good evening. On behalf of the Madison Board of Education and our central office administrators, I'd like to welcome you to the Senior Academic Awards Banquet. Thank you to Michelle Hayes, Sean Douglas, and Mike Howry for coming this evening. Our other board members, Larry Armstrong and Jacqueline Asbell, send their heartfelt congratulations. Also in attendance is my Assistant Superintendent, Dave Bull, and our Director of Pupil Services, Pat Liebhart. Another important group of people here tonight are the family, friends, and teachers of our honorees. The support these important people have been critical to your success. Students, please give your parents, friends, and teachers a round of applause. This night never gets old for me. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. We celebrate the best and brightest and most motivated amongst our senior class. They've spent countless hours excelling in both academics and co-curricular activities. They've spent the last 4 years leaving their mark on Madison High School. You will hear tonight from community and staff members about the many accomplishments of this senior class. The best part of my job is getting to know our students. I've come to know many of you personally over the last several years. I've watched you grow into the fine young adults you are. I have seen your talents and creativity firsthand, and I wish you all the best in the next chapter of your life. I leave you with this quote, because as a former English teacher, you can't take the quotes out of me. From J.K. Rowling's, and she gave this to a graduating class of Harvard, and many of you are Harvard caliber and beyond. We do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. Use your talents to create the world in which you want to live. Congratulations on your many accomplishments, and savor each moment of this final phase of high school.
Thank you, Angela. Okay, without any further ado, we're going to do a few academic awards. Ms. Green, is Natalie here yet? She is here, okay. She was running a little bit late, and I wanted to make sure she was here. So the first part of our program, we're going to recognize our top academic students. So it's my distinct pleasure to recognize these very special seniors. So the first senior I'd like to call up is Ms. Natalie K. Green. Natalie, please come forward. You get to be put on the spot. Practice for Saturday. This year's senior class of 2017 is proud to announce our valedictorian. She has earned the top grade point average of 4.625 on a 4-point scale. It's very impressive. Please join me in congratulating our valedictorian for the class of 2017, Ms. Natalie K. I can't give you a high five on stage Saturday. It wouldn't look good. All right, if you would stay. Now at this time I'd like to ask Ms. Ariana L. Farnsworth and Ms. Hannah J. McKillen to please come forward. Slide down a little bit, let Hannah get in there too. There you go. This year's senior class in 2017 is proud to announce our co-salutatorians. They have achieved the second highest GPA of 4.561 on a 4-point scale. And these two young ladies are separated by a mere 1,000th of 1 point. That's .001. That's how close they are. So join me in congratulating salutatorians of the class of 2017, Ms. Ariana Farnsworth and Ms. Hannah Mitchell. Not yet. Each year I say this. These young people that I have introduced to you, simply put, are top notch. They are not only extremely ambitious, but each has set very, very high personal goals for themselves. I'm proud to say that they will represent our school, along with many of you, very well when they move on to the collegiate level. At graduation, they will each deliver a short message to the audience and receive special medals to commemorate their honors. They don't get anything tonight. So please join me again in congratulating these fine seniors. Ladies, now you can be seated. You're going to be back up here in a second. All right, my next award, we started many years ago, and actually through my group of parents, trying to recognize students, not only the valedictorian and salutatorian, because we have many students who have really achieved very high. So this next award is called the Principal's Award for Exceptional Educational Academic Achievement. This award is to recognize those seniors who have all attained a 4.0 or higher cumulative GPA during 4 years of high school at the end of their 7th semester. So when you get your final grades Wednesday, if you fall below it, I gotta have that back. No. You can keep it. I'm sure you're still above a 4.0. To accomplish an A average, straight A average for all of your high school work requires a huge commitment on the part of each of you, as well as dedication, persistence, and I'm sure a lot of TLC from at home from your parents. All of these students have engaged in a very rigorous curriculum that was comprised of many of our honors and AP level courses that we offer here at MHS. I will call each of you forward to receive your award. Mr. Whaley will assist me if you would hold up one. And okay. And I ask that you hold your applause till we get all of them up here. The first of you that can figure out how to set the time on it and make it work, you're engineer material. So remember that. All right, so again, hold your applause. Chloe A. Beach, come forward. And then we want you all to stay up here until we get everybody up here. Emily A. Bowman. Jamie O. Bowers. I know you guys hate your middle initial, but it sounds very formal. Grace C. Carpenter. As long as I have them correct. Andrew J. Cervelli. Patrick A. Davis. Andrew J. Dietrich. Benjamin W. Elmore. Ariana L. Farnsworth. Brianna L. Farnsworth. Okay. Natalie K. Green. Zachary T. Geyer. Catherine O. Harrison. Heather M. Rukai. Zachary T. Krupa. Alexandra M. Kuntz. Olivia C. LaRouche. Alex, where are you going? She's taking the tour of the school and one of her last times here. Okay. And you're in a booth. Come on, he's taking the shortest distance to 2 points. Eleanor J. Laymaster. Joseph M. Marcelli.
Slide down.
You guys got to slide down a little bit. We got a lot of people. I forgot where that. Hannah J. McKillen. Zachary P. Myers. Elizabeth J. Montgomery. Let's hear it for our softball team. They won 5-2 and advanced to the district final. Wait a minute, did you hit a home run?
No, Gabby.
Oh, that's okay, Gabby did, I heard that. They play tomorrow night, they play Chardon, and again it's at Mentor, is that correct, at 4:30. So we will be there to support them. Next step will be regionals with the win tomorrow. McKenna R. Naila. Colleen N. Peruzic. Gabriella M. Peters. Taylor M. Petty. Avery L. Pinta. Ivory G. Padai. Abby J. Reed. We run out of clocks yet. Jesse S. Ruth. Or is it Ruff? Either one. Okay, Jess. Danielle W. Rush. Jeremiah V. Schultz. Kenna D. Tanner. Neil B. Tucker. Neil, took 4 years to learn how to say your name. Are you taking the tour too? Gwendolyn R. Weaver. Jacob A. Welk. And finally, without least, Cooper J. Wood. Give them all a big round of applause. It's awesome.
Hello, everyone. The Class of 76 Scholarship was created after our 20th reunion. We found we had some extra money, and we decided it was time to give something back to our alma mater. It's traditional for a class to announce their class gift at graduation. We weren't quite traditional. We gave our class funds to our valedictorian's family. That particular year was a tough one for them. Jess's mom had cancer, and she was undergoing treatment all year. And it was a tough year, but you never knew it when you saw him in class. And he was always, same guy, patient, willing to help us when we had problems in math, science, whatever subject. He was very well liked. And so one time my class in 12 years agreed on one thing. And we gave the money to his family to help pay their medical bills. That was important to us at that time. But 20 years later, after a reunion, we had this extra money. We said, what's important to us now? And we realized our future. And all of you students out here, you seniors, you're our future. So we decided to invest in you. The Class of 76 scholarship is a one-time $500 scholarship. What do we look for? Same thing a lot of these folks will tell you they look for. There's always a financial need, but there's your grades, there's your extracurricular and community activities. So this year our recipient has a 4.29 GPA, while taking honors and AP classes and 3 classes at Lakeland Community College. Her extracurricular activities include Spanish Club, Math Club, Key Club, SAD, she was president of that one year, National Honor Society Student Council, and Advanced Treble Choir. She also lettered as a member of the dance team for 2 years and was team captain this year. She was involved with the Spirit of Dance School as a dancer for 15 years, and 1 year they named her Dancer of the Year. Most people know who it is. But just in case you're not sure, she also worked part-time at Gander Mountain and plans to attend Lake Erie College, where she hopes to major in fine arts with a concentration in dance and early education. So I'm very proud to announce that this year's recipient of the Madison High School class of 1976 scholarship is Gabriella Peters.
Okay, she knows the routine. Head down for pictures. The next scholarship, Dr. Gaeta could not be here tonight, the Stephen and Meredith Gaeta Healthcare Scholarship. So, Mr. Wade, I'm going to ask you to, it's a plaque and that check there. The check's the most important part. Dr. Gaeta sends his regrets as he was not able to attend and asks that I award the scholarship. As it says on the application, if you applied for it, the applicant must intend on enrolling at a 4-year institution with the intent to pursue a career in the medical or dental field. The applicant must have a very good academic achievement record, school involvement, community service, and complete an essay stating the reasons for pursuing a career in medicine and/or dentistry. I can attest that this recipient clearly meets all these qualifications with flying colors. So join me in congratulating this year's winner. It's a $500 award to Jamie O. Bowers. Jamie? I'm going to ask Mr. Richard Ingalls and Mr. Randy Owat to come forward for the next scholarship.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Years ago, Mr. Dick Ingalls, my very good friend, and I had this conversation. It was about the time that we were getting our children, his boys, my daughters, through college. It's a very unique experience for students as well as parents. And even when you think you get to the point that you have everything covered, you really don't. I had this conversation years ago of how are we going to create a scholarship? And it was one of those things where we had many conversations, but we didn't know how to go about it. Dick was brave enough to set forth, came over to Mr. Fisher. I don't know, all he said is, just bring a check. That confused us. But in all honesty, Dick, self-made man, put himself through school, I the same. And we look for individuals that have motivation, drive, as well as the ability, we think, in the future to give back to our community. We're very instilled in our community. We believe in this community, and we believe in this school system. This year, we had 10 candidates. We reviewed them multiple times, is best said. And our recipient is, let me flip the page so I get the middle initial, Ariana Al Farnsworth. The scholarship is for $1,000. Thank you.
Randy, you forgot the most important thing, the amount.
All right, sorry.
That's okay. Our next presenter is no stranger here, Mr. Rick Fike, to the Mind, Body, and Spirit Award. Rick?
I'm on a timer, so there's a lot of awards, so it's short. It's an honor to be here tonight. The Mind, Body, Spirit Scholarship Award is sponsored by the Madison Combined Martial Arts in the Madison Village. This is our 22nd year presenting the award, and this year we had 4 applicants. The goal of the award is to recognize a student who balances their activities between the mind, the intellect, the body, the physical development, and the spirit, and the ability to get excited and motivate other people to get excited. The criteria for selection is as follows. Must be a Madison High School graduate who has attended a minimum of 2 years here at the school, maintain a cumulative GPA of 3 point or higher, have earned a varsity letter in some activity within the school, must have been an active, involved in extracurricular activities in the school and outside the school, possess a positive, involved attitude, and be generally viewed by their peers and faculty as possessing a super drive and support of each other while attending the school. Each applicant is required to fill out and complete an application and a one-page essay why they feel they deserve this award. And upon completion of the application, I come in and I interview teachers, faculty members, counselors, including Mr. Fisher, and the winner is chosen from the applicant who best represents the elements of this scholarship. The recipient will receive a $500 scholarship and a framed certificate, and the winner's name will be placed on a permanent plaque with the other past winners in the back of the cafeteria. Once again, it was very difficult. The applicants, even though there are only 4, they all possess tremendous amount of spirit. But I'd like to tell you a few things from teachers' quotes about this year's recipient. One MHS faculty member said she truly embodies the elements of the Mind, Body, Spirit Award. Another said she's reliable, diligent, a quiet leader, and a team player who is well respected by her peers. And she's one of the most selfless kids I know, and she encourages everyone to do their best. This year's Mind, Body, Spirit recipient is Abby J. Reed. Abby's going to be attending Cedarville, University of Cedarville, and she's going to be studying nursing. So let me get the most important part out. Get the plaque. Thank you here. And
Thank you, Ed. Thank you. How are you doing? 3 minutes. Nice job. Thanks for coming.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you, Rick. I wanted to mention beginning, some of the presenters have other commitments, other things, so we appreciate them coming and spending the time with us. So some of them do need to leave in that. Is Nancy Curry here? Or Carrie Spiegel? Okay, so I don't know what happened. I hadn't talked to them. So let's jump then to the James E. Sally Mavco Klingbeil Scholarship. Here to present that, and he truly is Mr. Ken Lofton. Yes, the real Kenny Lofton. But he goes by Keith Lofton, so he's separate from his playing days. Keith, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Kenny's my cousin, yes. Okay. No, he's not. We all look alike. Okay. All right. It's my time. It's good. So, no, I'm excited to be here. I was here for the first time last year, and I was really excited to be here. I mean, this is a very generous community. I go to a lot of these. I cover all the Northeast Ohio as the admissions counselor for the area, have 7 counties, and you got a good thing going here. You don't know what you don't know, but a very generous community here in Madison. So give yourselves a hand for being so generous with all these scholarships. Fantastic. So this year I was able to come a little earlier to talk to students about the scholarship, so it was good to meet some students who had an interest in Ohio State before they even applied. So that was new for me this year, and I wish we could have gave it to everyone. But I just need to tell you a little bit how special it is for the students that are even admitted from this class. I think last year we had 3 students that were admitted from Madison, but this year there are 7 students that have been admitted and enrolled, and paid an acceptance fee to go. So that's fantastic. And this year, this is the strongest academic class that Ohio State University has ever had. Do we have any alumni in the room? OSU alumni? Hey, there's 1. All right, 2. Okay. All right. Ooh, a few. I just need to look around. Good. They have made us look good. Right now, the students that are coming in now, this is the brightest class that we've ever had. 53,000 applications this year for 7,000 students enrolling. And you have 7 of the 7,000 that are here in this room tonight. And let's give them a hand. That's fantastic. Ohio State University is maybe the toughest state school to get into in the state of Ohio right now, and it's just getting stronger. But without further ado, to explain just a little bit more about the Klingbeil Scholarship. The Klingbeil family, fantastic family. I met somebody earlier today who knew them, who knows them, and she's going to send the picture that we take to them. But very, very generous family. The Klingbeils were here in the 50s. They went on to Ohio State, and they're doing great things currently. They actually live in California, but they still give back to Lake County. They give back to Madison High School. So this year we have 2 scholarships that are going to students here in Madison that were selected based on their leadership, their academics, their service, among other criteria that were reviewed. There's one other student who they give a scholarship to in Lake County, but 2 will go to students here this evening. They already know who they are. I think we should do a drum roll after you hear how special this is. So this is not just a scholarship for 1 year. This is renewable for 4 years, a full tuition scholarship. Total value over $40,000 will go to, drum roll. Let's see how long you'll do that, okay. Ms. Catherine Harrison. All the guys are looking at her. She already looks good. She looks a lot better now with $40,000 in her pocket. It's good, okay? And I've seen this kid's name all over the place, and I haven't met anybody said a bad thing about him yet, but Mr. Cooper Wood. The Mayor of Madison. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thank you.
Kenny, that was 7,000 out of 53,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I know I didn't get in. Okay. That makes sense. Next, we have the Madison Elementary PTA Scholarship. Mrs. Stephanie Sloan and Mrs. Ricky Belcher will present.
Hi, my name is Ricky Belcher, and I am the Vice President at North Elementary School PTA, and I have the pleasure of presenting 3 $1,000 scholarships this evening with the President of South Elementary's PTA, Stephanie Sloan. And the students this year that we have the great pleasure of giving these to are Thomas by Harry. The second student is Emily Bobin. And lastly, Abby Reed.
All right, the next award scholarships will be presented by Commander Mike Evangelista. Mike, got on the clock.
Got it. Okay, this will be faster than Mr. Fight, I guarantee you. Good evening to Madison High School staff and students, and thank you, Mr. Fisher and administration, for having us here tonight. On behalf of the members of J. Wilson Post 112, down the street by the M60 battle tank, as everybody knows, we'd like to present 2 $1,000 scholarships. This is done annual. We raise the funds inside the post, and we're glad to pass them out to 2 seniors. The first requirement the Post Scholarship Committee reviews is that students that took the Americanism and Government test in November. So you 11th graders out there, pay attention. Ask to take the Americanism and Government test in the first week of November, because that's one of the requirements for these scholarships. Okay, from the class of 2017, the committee has chosen Catherine Harrison. Congratulations. And also Brendan Bell. Okay, we'll make sure that gets to him. Congratulations, good luck with your future endeavors for the members of J. Wilson Post 112 of the American Legion.
You want me to keep that and put it in stuff for graduation? Okay. Hey, Catherine, you now have 41,000. It just went up. The next two scholarships, we're reinstituting. They've been sort of asleep for quite a while, and we're really thrilled to be able to. I know Bill Mayer has really worked hard on it. So, Assistant Wayne Mayer, please come forward. The David Erbacher Scholarship and the David Kuroko Scholarship.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to present the first annual David G. Erbacher and David Kuroko Scholarships Awards. The Erbacher Award will be presented to a three-sport athlete that embodies what Dave represented: work ethic, dedication, perseverance, kindness, character, intelligence, and heart. The committee members who are in the back, along with Mr. Whaley and myself, are Coach Willis and Coach Pearlin, who coached Dave in football and wrestling, Coach Martin, Mr. Whaley, and myself, who played sports with Dave. The Dave Kuroko Award will be presented to a senior baseball and softball player that embodies what Dave also represented: work ethic, team play, dedication, humor, and intelligence. Both days were 96 grads that were well respected by their peers, staff, and community. They both were student athletes that excelled in pretty much everything they did. Erbacher more of the quiet type, while Kuroko was very outgoing and loud personality, to say the least. These two were rock stars in every sense of the word. They both had an unfortunate drowning 19 years ago, and there is a tremendous amount of attendance by alumni tonight to see these blue streaks honored. There's actually over 20 alumni here tonight. If they could stand in the back, between over here, we have over 20 1996 graduates. If you guys could stand. No standing. We also have their parents here tonight as well. I'm going to call up Mr. and Mrs. Erbacher. They have actually flown in from Florida to be here tonight. So would you come up here? Wow. They're going to help us present. The first award, David G. Erbacher. Quick story about Dave. As I said, I had the privilege of playing sports with Dave. Actually kind of nervous a little bit. Probably the first time I've been nervous in a long time giving a speech, because these two guys were very important to me. I wanted to be Dave Erbacher. He had the muscles, he was popular, all the girls liked him. Actually, the girl I'm dating right now went to homecoming with him, believe it or not, back in the day. He had the great grades, played all the sports. My junior year, his senior year, we won the NEC title for the third year in a row. And that year, we were like a pack of wolves, I'm not going to lie. We started having sleepovers every night after every tournament that we won. We wanted to keep the streak going alive. And Dave, he had his own crew of guys back there. He kind of never came to the sleepovers. And it was that night, believe it or not, that my parents were hosting. And then we won the NECs, like I said. And he comes up to me and goes, "Bill, can I sleep over at your house tonight?" And I was like starstruck. I was like, Dave Erbacher wants to spend the night at my house, whatever. So he obviously spent the night, and we kept that streak going. So pretty neat little story about Dave, and I don't think the parents even knew about that. So the four finalists that were nominated by the committee members, I'm going to have them stand and I'm going to say something short about each one before announcing the winner. Zach Geyer, Jamie Bowers, Patrick Davis, and Dell Duncan Busby. Will you guys please stand? I've only had the privilege of knowing these four individuals for a year, because I've only been back for a year, but I've been in multiple different states and seen tremendous athletics in all three states, and these four are very, very talented. All three sport athletes, like I said, but they're scholar athletes. Zach, first one up, 4.2 GPA, played soccer, basketball, track, and will be attending Wittenberg in the fall to continue track and field. Jamie, 4.478, she's the highest GPA out of the four, played volleyball, cheer, track. When asked in her essay who the most influential person in her life, it is her godparents, Carrie Brewington and Ben Edwards. Patrick Davis, 4.0 student, 28 on his ACT, which is the highest out of the four. When asked who his most influential person other than his parents are, and this man is actually in attendance tonight, one of the 96 grads, believe it or not. His scout leader, Boy Scout leader, Mr. Robert Broadwater. And the last but not least, Dell Duncan Busby. He'll be attending Midwest Prep Academy. Very, very talented young man in Illinois next year. What was impressive about his essay is how appreciative of how many people have played a big role in this building. He mentioned lots of different people, but three that came to mind were Coach Martin, who's in attendance tonight, Coach Willis, his football coaches, and then obviously Coach Moran, his basketball coach. And now for the winner. The 2016-17 Scholar, three-sport athlete is Mr. Patrick Davis. He'll be receiving a $500 scholarship and a plaque. If you guys will go over there, we're going to take a picture. And the committee members, Willis, Martin, Peterlin, will you guys go over there too? We'll get a picture in a second. We're also going to have a perpetual plaque to hang up right outside the gym with the award winners each year. So, round of applause for Patrick Davis one more time. Now for the Kuroko Award, will Mr. Kuroko and Miss Holmes please come up? Quick story about Dave Kuroko. He always picked on me. I don't know why. I don't know if I was the easy target. We played the same position. I hung out with his girlfriend a little bit, but we were friends. Like she was a '97 grad, so she was and she's going to be here later tonight, so she couldn't make for this presentation, Lisa. But this guy was smooth in every sense of the word. He was confident. He was a fan favorite amongst his peers. He had so much personality. And I was fortunate to hang out with him, even though he was in the '96 class, a year older than me. He made the game. He knew the game of baseball very, very well. He also was a basketball player for Mr. Peterlin, but he made the game effortless. And I wanted to imitate his defensive skills. So I'm pretty pumped that we're honoring him tonight. The three finalists. Will these three stand? I would like to actually mention real quick the committee members. It was Coach Tittman, who is our current baseball coach, who can't be here tonight. Coach Dragus, who coached against him at Lake Catholic, and he was my baseball coach my senior year. Mr. Smith, one of our softball coaches, Mr. Whaley, and myself. The three finalists. Teddy Davis, baseball. Can you please stand? Elizabeth Montgomery, as you saw her already, she came up. She won tonight. Jared Pridemore, baseball as well. I don't think he's here tonight. All right, Teddy plans on attending Lakeland Community College to continue to play baseball. His grandfather is his most influential person in his life, other than his parents. But the coolest thing about Teddy is, if you see Teddy, he's always with our special needs students. Whenever he comes in early for that, he doesn't even have class. He comes out and works with our MH unit. He is a rock star to those kids, and it's pretty neat to see. Liz Montgomery, she has the highest GPA out of the three, 4.143. She actually plays volleyball and softball. When asked who her most influential person other than her parents are her three older brothers who wrestle, and some of them are actually wrestling D1 right now. She will continue her softball career at Lakeland Community College as well. Jared plans to attend the Marine Corps. His most influential person in his life is his grandpa. And what I thought was pretty cool in his essay was he was just proud to be just nominated. He has never been actually a part of something like this, so it was pretty neat. Now for the winner of the 2016-17 Senior Baseball Softball Scholarship Award winner is Miss Elizabeth Montgomery.
Congratulations. Thank you, Bill. Bill, it's good to see you nervous. I will remind him of that. The next couple of scholarships are two softball coaches, Mr. Mike Smith, and basketball, and Mr. Randy Rose. So come on up, gentlemen. Oh, do a quick picture. Maybe Randy can tell us a joke.
I'll get the next one. Two student councilmen?
Yeah.
First. Those are the important things, the checks. First of all, I got to take my hat off. been here a lot of years and you don't wear hats in school. But Coach Rose asked me to wear mine because he said he had hat hair from our game. I don't have any hair, but I did, and then he took his off. So, but I really appreciate it. It's an honor every time to be here to give out these awards to our seniors. Well-deserved awards. I joked a minute ago with the young man from Ohio State. I was down there, and I'm hoping Mr. Fisher's graduation Saturday is not as long as the one I attended at Ohio State. They had 11,700 and some graduates. So it was a long day. I don't think we'll be that bad.
We have 1,000 less.
1,000 less? Oh, good. All right. The first scholarship, though, that I give out every year is a student council scholarship. I've been a student council advisor here for, we'll just say, a very, very long time. And these two young ladies did everything for me for the last 4 years. One is a $250 scholarship and we tried to break it up into 2 different people this year for 2 different awards. This young lady is there for everything I need her for. Nobody has more energy. I choose to call her DJ Jazzy Jeff, but we have $250 for Jasmine Morales. And the second student council scholarship winner, who's been so active for 4 years. I think she's already been up here once today, but $350 for Miss Abby Reed. The second scholarship that I give out every year for the past quite a few years is special to me. Today we are pleased to announce the winner of the Jessica Lynn Rose Memorial Scholarship. Not only was Jessica a 1995 graduate of Madison High School, whose life was tragically taken in a 2003 traffic accident, but she was a friend, a critic of my coaching that I miss very much, and the daughter of my best friends, Randy and Pat Rose. It's kind of interesting that I'm here today a little bit less dressed than normal because we just got back from a wonderful softball game where our Lady Blue Streaks beat Mentor in the district semis, and Jessica played softball here and loved it. So it's an honor to be up here tonight. As a youth, Miss Rose grew up under the careful guidance of her parents. She was heavily involved in Madison Youth Basketball Association and Madison Softball Association. She continued to play both sports throughout her high school years and continued her love for athletics beyond her college endeavors. She graduated from Eastern Michigan University and became a teacher. A teacher whose love for her students was only matched by her students' love for her. Jessica had dedicated her life to guide and to direct others, a crusade to arm young children with the most prolific weapon of all, knowledge and the good judgment to know how to apply that knowledge to become a productive member of society. The criteria for the Jessica Lynn Rose Memorial Scholarships are simple. The applicant must have a track record of commitment and learning and plan to have continued commitment to the educational field. The recipient must also have a proven love for athletics and teamwork. The student must have a proven track record for the pursuit of excellence, both in the classroom and in the community. The recipient of this year's scholarship was a varsity cross-country athlete, was part of the women's choir, and has a 4.0 grade point average. In her recommendation letters from one of her teachers, it was stated that her extracurricular activities reveal how she is both a team player and a unique creative soul. Beyond being a model student who completes every task to the best of her abilities, she's polite, kind, and self-assured. Another teacher stated that she has a great work ethic, a very friendly personality, and an unwavering character. In her own letter, she stated that she plans to impress her professors, inspire her peers, and make her family proud. All things that Jessica Lynn Rose accomplished. She wants to, and I quote, With her college education, she wishes to change the world by encouraging others to unlock the amazing powers they hold within themselves. I believe she still plans on attending Lake Erie College and majoring in education. She'll be receiving $1,000 scholarship that I have right here, and her name will be placed on this plaque in the showcase. Please help me and Jessica's parent, Randy, and Pat couldn't be with us tonight, in welcoming Emily Boban as the winner of the Jeff Berlin Rose Scholarship.
Okay, next up are Madison Education Association scholarships. Our president, Mr. Chris Dodd, is here to present, and assisted by Gretchen Bathey.
As many of you know, the teachers here in Madison take great pride in the students that come through our classrooms. We not only take great pride while they're in our classrooms, we want them to succeed as they go on to their future endeavors. Madison Education Association has created 2 scholarships, both of $1,000. One is reserved for students who are going to pursue their interest in education, and the other is for any MEA member, their children. This year we had a lot of great candidates, and we are very fortunate to have the 2 candidates that were chosen who had to go through not only an application process, but a rigorous interview process with their former teachers. Both of them are going to pursue their future endeavors in education. The winner of the Janice Cassidy, which is the one reserved for the teachers, is Miss Brittany Redlock. And the winner for the MEA is Miss Gabriella Peters.
Congratulations, ladies. Thank you, guys. Next, we have a combination all involving Key Club. So, Mr. Devin Arts, who's the past president of the Madison Kiwanis organization that has started up again, and Ms. Natalie Meshkampush, who's our advisor here at the school. So, if they please come forward.
All right, I wasn't really listening, so I'm sure Mr. Fisher said that I'm a teacher at Madison High School, but I'm also the immediate past president of Kiwanis of Madison, which we recently just restarted in Madison last year. So we're really excited to be able to give out a scholarship this year. If you don't know anything about Kiwanis, the mission is to empower communities to improve the world by making lasting differences in the lives of children, and also to be a positive influence in our community. We are also the sponsor of Key Club. And keeping these values in mind, we went through a list of seniors that we had at Key Club this year, and one of them really stood out. This student has one of the highest GPAs in the high school. She's a member of the cheerleading squad in NHS. And as a Key Club member, some of the activities that she had participated in the year, including bell ringing for the Salvation Army outside of Walmart in the freezing cold weather, working the blood drive, wrapping presents for the Tree of Giving that the high school had here this Christmas season, tutoring students in the district, and also working kindergarten registration. This student is going to Cedarville College for nursing in the fall, and without further ado, the winner of this $500 Kiwanis scholarship is Miss Abby Reed.
Thank you, Mr. Arts. Tonight we would also like to recognize our senior members of Key Club. Without this group of students, the Key Club really would have not had a lot of leadership, and I appreciate the leadership that they have shown over the last 2 years as I have been the Key Club advisor. Their dedication to continue serving others is very thankful, and I'm grateful for that. Even as they take their tougher courses and the sports and part-time jobs possibly and other extracurricular activities, they still have found time to donate to our causes in our community and in our schools. And I hope that they continue to serve others as they graduate from Madison High School. So tonight, to be recognized for Key Club, students would need to have logged 15 hours of community service or more, and we have a handful of students that we are going to recognize tonight. They will receive a certificate and their Key Club pin. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Avery Pinta. She has been our president for the last 2 years, and she's going to say a few things as well.
All right, hi guys, Avery Pinta, second year Key Club president. I'm gonna make it short. I've really appreciated and loved being Key Club the past 2 years, and I thank you all for participating and letting me lead the meetings, and thank you for that. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. All right, so I'm gonna announce the award winners. Brandon Baird. Hold your applause till the end.
Well trained, good.
Katie Bollmeyer. Casey Chapman. Patrick Davis. Our Vice President, Heather Rukai. Rachel Kozar. Eleanor Laymaster. Hannah McKillen. Jasmine Morellas. Rachel Novak. Gabriella Peters. Myself.
Who was that last one?
Me. Abby Reed. Nick Risco. Zach Watson. And Jacob Welk. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you. We just have one more item. One of the things that the Key Club does do over the course of the school year is to host blood drives through the American Red Cross. And we are fortunate enough that the Red Cross then gives back to our school for our time and commitment to that with scholarship monies. So this year we are fortunate that the Red Cross gave us $750 to give to seniors that donated blood over the course of the last 2 years. And we would like to recognize 2 people for donating blood as seniors. One scholarship will be $500, and both of the students involved had blood donation touch their lives personally, and their essay was really impressive. So first off, I would like to congratulate Desiree Kenst. She will be receiving a $500 scholarship, and she plans on going to Lakeland Community College in the fall. And our other award winner tonight is Heather Rukai. She will be receiving a $250 scholarship for her blood donation as well. And Heather, it slips me, where are you going to school again?
Ohio. OU.
OU, yes, OU. So congratulations to both of you. About what to do, okay?
Okay, you guys go over for pictures. Heather, how does that go? Oh, you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. There's nothing to follow that. Next, our academic challenge team. So Mr. Tom Hupert and Mrs. Brittany Kemper are the advisors.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. I have the privilege of recognizing the 3 senior members of our academic challenge team. First, though, I'd like to thank our administration for their continuous financial support and spirited support. A very special thank you to my co-advisor, Ms. Brittany Kemper, whose efforts on behalf of our team are invaluable. Every year, she and I draw straws to see who gets to present at the Senior Awards banquet, and every year I win. It's kind of uncanny how lucky I am. But I'm going to rip off Mr. Fisher to steal an often used description. I've been to enough of these that I know what he says. These students are, that I'm going to recognize tonight, and have been for our team, simply top notch. They have been involved in academic challenge anywhere from up to 2 to 4 years. I think one of them is a 4-year member. During that time, it has been a joy for Mrs. Kemper and I to get to know these students and to witness their considerable talents. Not just in academics, but in all other areas like music and acting, just very talented individuals. All 3 have attended many, many practices and several competitions. They represented our school with a lot of pride and distinction, and we thank them for their time and dedication to our group. We'll miss you guys, and we wish you the best in the new exciting challenges that lay ahead. When we call your name, please come forward and be recognized and receive a small token of our thanks and appreciation for being a part of our academic challenge team. First one is Elizabeth Gabor. Taylor Petty. And Cooper Wood.
The next 2 gentlemen have been very patient, waiting. So I asked Sergeant Johnson and Sergeant Lambert to present the U.S. Army Reserve National Scholar Athlete Awards. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming.
Good evening, everyone. Students, parents, faculty. My name is Sergeant Dwayne Johnson, and this is Sergeant Adam Lambert. And unlike Mr. Lofton that you saw up here earlier, we are not related to anyone famous. First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Smith and Mr. Fisher for opening their doors and allowing us to come in and present this award. So, this award is given to the top male and female scholar athlete. It's called the U.S. Army Reserve National Scholar Athlete Award. Say that 5 times fast. This award was created in 1981 by the Army Reserve to honor top students. More than 200,000 high school students have received the Scholar Athlete Award, so today's recipients join a long list of distinguished scholar athletes. In order to be eligible for this award, this man and this woman have excelled in both academics and athletes. So without further ado, the first male recipient is Mr. Zachary Geyer. And the female recipient is Miss Elizabeth Montgomery. Congratulations to all of the students, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Nice. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for coming. All right, we have a few more scholarships left. The rest of these are all money, so not just awards, but money. So the Get 53 scholarship, Mrs. Angela Smith is going to present.
The GIFT scholarship stands for Set Goals, Seek Intelligence, Have Faith, and Always Try. The scholarship was established 4 years ago by a 1953 graduate of Madison High School. Her husband was a 54 graduate and has a similar scholarship in Perry. A little bit about our scholarship recipient tonight, and this was taken from her application. Our recipient tonight embodies all these things and more. This impressive young woman is planning on studying biomedical engineering at the University of Akron this fall. Go Zips, I'm an alum. As a young student, she struggled in elementary school, but when she moved to Madison in 2009, she chose to reinvent herself, her words. She worked hard to overcome her learning challenges and is in the top 5 of her class today. This year's recipient, I've had the pleasure to get to know her this year in a variety of ways, and a winner of a $1,000 scholarship is Jamie Bowers.
Congratulations, Jamie. Okay, the next scholarship is a new one. Let me find my notes here. Our next presenter could not be here tonight to present a new scholarship here at MHS, the Kelly Lynn McKissick Scholarship. It is in honor of a young lady who lost her life at too young of an age. She was born in Erie, Pennsylvania in 1972. She's the daughter of Mark McKissick and Cheryl McKissick Daly of Geneva. Kelly played the clarinet as she was very gifted in music and then earned a degree in nursing from Duquesne University in 1994. She worked as a nursing supervisor before her life was tragically taken by cystic fibrosis on September 5th, 2004. The family, Cheryl and Larry Daly, and Larry is a retired science teacher, keeps the score clock for us at many of the basketball games from Madison, have kept her memory alive by awarding a $500 scholarship annually to a student who is pursuing their dreams of professionalism and service. So join me in congratulating this year's recipient, $500 scholarship. This is the first non-Geneva recipient, as they had done Geneva for a number of years, Mr. Joseph Marcelli. Joe? I also have the pleasure. The Carlton Fisher Business Scholarship is in its 3rd year. It was established in memory of Carlton Fisher, a Madison resident, long lost relative of mine. No, there's no relation. The recipient will receive a $500 scholarship who plans on pursuing a career in business. The recipient of the 3rd Carlton Fisher Business Scholarship goes to Miss Iris Del Signore. Iris? Didn't I tell you this morning when you walked into school something special tonight? So you didn't know.
I thought there was food.
You got the food, now you got $500. She has done very amazing things at the Auburn Career Center, so she has quite a future ahead of her. The next scholarship is John and Joan Beach Memorial Scholarships. There's a number of those, and Mrs. Julie Beam is going to present those.
Good evening. Joan M. Beach is a fondly remembered retired Madison school teacher. Upon her and her husband's death, a scholarship fund was established to memorialize their love of education and their collective desire to assist Madison high school students in their quest for higher education. There are 4 $500 scholarships that will be given to students who plan to go into one of the following areas: a service-oriented profession, a career in education, or a career in assisting and helping others. And these scholarships shall be awarded to students who have gained admission to an accredited university or college and state a desire to complete their education. All of these students were evaluated on their attendance record, their grades throughout their high school career, their choice to have a drug and alcohol-free lifestyle, and their ability to maintain a positive attitude toward life and demonstrate their desire to succeed. Please join me in congratulating these 4 students who are the recipients of the $500 scholarships. Miss Marianne C. Barish, Miss Eleanor J. Laymaster, Miss Ivory G. Popeye, and Miss Sabrina F. Stalker. Congratulations.
Okay, our next one is the Renaissance Award, and Mrs. Angela Smith and Jacqueline Rohde will present those.
Our next award is in its 18th year and was established by a 1959 graduate who wishes to remain anonymous. This award is called the Renaissance Award, and this is one of my favorite awards of the evening. As an assistant principal here, I often had students that I would work with all through the year, all through several years, and those students that turn around their life and overcome obstacles beyond what any of us could even imagine. And the award criteria is that it can be given to any student and is selected on the basis of having made the most overall improvement in academics and/or personal development during their high school career despite facing personal challenges and adversity. This year's recipient will receive a $300 check. The first one is Miss Sarah D. Jenkins. We'll talk about the second recipient.
Good evening. I got the privilege to work very closely with our second Renaissance Award recipient this year. I am so proud of her academic accomplishments, but most of all, it is her courage that truly astounds me. It is my privilege to present the Renaissance Award to Miss Ashley Biesler.
Okay, one more scholarship before we do the academic, and Mrs. Smith's going to present that. Robert Leach Scholarship.
Turn page. All right. The next scholarship is given in memory of Robert J. Leach, an MHS graduate in the class of 1968, and he returned to MHS as a math teacher, then became principal here at MHS during the mid-90s, and finished his career as assistant superintendent of the Madison schools. And Mr. Fisher had written in the introduction that he spent his entire educational career here at MHS, and that he was a mentor to Mr. Fisher, but he was a mentor to many of us. I had the privilege of knowing Bob when I was an assistant principal before I came to central office. When Bob finally fell ill to cancer over 10 years ago, the family wanted to keep him alive in his name. The following were characteristics that they wanted to see in an applicant: a minimum GPA of 3.0 or higher, remain drug and alcohol free during their high school career, display leadership as well as involvement in both school and community activities, and finally plan to attend a 2 or 4 year college or university following graduation and pursue a degree. It is with great honor that I present to you this year's recipient of the Robert J. Leach Memorial Scholarship for $500 to Zach Geyer. Okay, I'm commandeering the microphone now. I am turning this over to the assistant principals who have a new award to introduce, and I'll be back up in a little bit. So Mr. Whaley, will you come forward, please?
Good evening. My first time on the mic tonight. This might take a while. Mr. Mayor, will you please get the award? All right. This is the very first William J. Fisher Workhorse Award that will be presented to a student and staff member each year. The student will receive a plaque as well as a staff member. There will also be a Workhorse trophy that the students and staff members' names will be engraved on it, which is right here, and they'll be in a trophy case back there for all to see.
It looks just like me.
A little background information. I went to Mr. Mayor's office a while back talking about fish and how some way we need to honor this guy. We need to build a statue or something. We need to do something. I've never seen a guy work as tireless as this guy. He's here, and those of you guys that know him know, but he's here every night of the week, Saturdays, Sundays, it doesn't matter what day, what week, he's always here. Then I thought about how important the award ceremonies are to him, as you guys can see, so we thought this was very fitting. I'd like to call Mr. Mayor up here to kind of go through what the William J. Fisher Award is.
The William J. Fisher Workhorse Award represents the following: school spirit, relentless effort, character, commitment, heart, kindness, and dedication to Madison local schools. Something that we see out of Mr. Fisher on a daily basis. This is my first year back, as I alluded to. He was my principal my senior year, so he's been doing this for 21 years. He's been in 40 years in education. He's been a coach, a teacher, math teacher, obviously administrator. What's the coolest thing about when I've come back, I go to the grocery store, I'll go to the bank, and they ask me, "Oh, Billy Mayer, you're back, and what are you doing?" And I say, "I work at Madison High School." He goes, "You work with fish? You work with fish?" Everybody says, "You work with fish?" This guy is an icon. If some people call it, Oprah, Winfrey, and all that's Oprah and all that one name people, and that's what fish is. And like Mr. Whaley alluded to, he is a workhorse. I've actually given out this type of award to my athletes when I was coaching all those years, and then to different staff members. And what a workhorse is, and I actually got the name from Willis back in the day, he emphasized being a workhorse. It's not the MVP, it's the one that will go tireless hours to get the job done, whatever it takes. And we all know Mr. Fisher's ride out there. That's the Fisher-mobile. It's always here. It doesn't matter. We were jogging this morning. The wrestling coach and I were jogging this morning. 6:15 in the morning, there's the Fisher-mobile. We're running past it this morning. So he's always here, all hours of the night. And what you see around here for the last 21 years is a lot to do with Mr. Fisher. So in a nutshell, the Workhorse Award, the first recipient will be Mr. Fisher. Miss Angela. Oh, yep.
I'm coming back. I got a few things. I told you I'm going to be here a while. So Bill kind of read all of that for me. But the one thing I did write down is with graduation this Saturday, he will have witnessed over 5,000 students graduate from Madison High School. That's an impact he's had on thousands and thousands of kids in this community, which is absolutely awesome. So with that, I had to do some digging. So here are some comments from his past colleagues. The superintendent who hired Fish, Mr. Stan Hefner. What a great and fitting honor for Bill. In 1997, I had the task of finding a new principal for Madison High School. Even though I was the superintendent at the time, I believe then, as I do now, that the high school principal had the most demanding job in the school district. We looked at several candidates, but in the final analysis, we were most intrigued by a candidate from the Cincinnati area named Bill Fisher. It proved to be one of the best hire decisions I ever made. Since then, no one can argue Fish has dedicated himself 100% to Madison High School, especially to the students and their successes. I watched his professional growth over the years, working with faculty and community to strengthen the curriculum, build extracurricular opportunities, and model expectations for his students. Given that he has exceeded the tenure of most high school principals, he is undeniably one of Madison's greatest assets. If I had any concern about Fish, it was the amount of time he spent at school for the kids. Even as his own daughters were growing up, how many nights did Fish have dinner at the school with his family so he could be with all of his kids? It is therefore altogether fitting and right that you honor Fish with this award in his name. You would have to look far and long to find a more deserving person. If the future awards are based on the principles that Fish embodies, the recipients will represent the best our profession has to offer. Congratulations, Bill.
Oh, be seated, be seated. Be seated. I told you I got a ways to go. Thank you.
There's a couple more. I was digging. Former assistant principal at Madison and current Perry superintendent Jack Thompson. It's been almost 20 years since I stepped into the halls at MHS as Fish's assistant principal. Back then, I was an inexperienced, energetic, egotistical educator ready to change the world. Now I stand as a humble educator, realizing that the world often doesn't change us, but we change it. I am so appreciative to Fish for giving me the opportunity to grow. I have come to understand the importance of picking my battles and keeping the sights on the big picture. When I was working at Madison, I picked a lot of fights with staff and students and parents that could have been handled much more graciously. As a result, Fish had to step in and clean up a lot of the messes that I made. He never batted an eye in doing this, and at that time, I often didn't understand his position. Now I can say I understand and thank Fish for being so willing to support me. I look forward to the next weekend I get to sit in Fish's office and reflect on the educational system we work in. Many of us have come to take this opportunity for granted over the years because we know that Fish is always there. What will we do when the day that he isn't? That will truly be a sad day. Thank you, Fish. This one's a little shorter. Former Madison Superintendent Jim Harrells. Bill Fisher has his own time-space continuum. You just have to get used to fish time. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. Dr. Roger Gowdy, former Madison Local School Superintendent. In my 40-plus years in education, I've never met a person like Bill Fisher that truly cares about each and every student and staff member. Fish keeps it real and makes education fun while maintaining high standards for his students. He truly is deserving of this honor. And I just added one thing. I put on a personal note, I could talk all night about the impact he's made on me in my 3 years here as assistant principal, but I know we have a long night ahead of us. But I just would like to publicly thank him for what he's done for Madison and this town, and thank you for what you've done for me. Now I'd like to call up the superintendent to say a few words.
Since my predecessors had so many of the same types of words I would say, I'm not sure what I can say after all this. I thought long and hard about it. I've been with Fish 15 years. I started as an assistant principal here at Madison High School. I made the decision to start my administrative career here because of Bill Fisher. I applied just for interview practice, and I took the job because of Fish's energy, sense of humor, and love of the job. I knew I could learn from him. 15 years later, here I stand as superintendent because of him. I am honored to work with him, and even more honored to call him my friend. And we are true friends because we disagree like friends would disagree. When you get to work with someone closely for 15 years, you get to know that person well. So I thought I would share some of my insights into Fish's success. Here is a top 10 list of things to know about Fish. All right. Hey, number one, McDonald's coffee is his go-to drink in the morning and iced tea in the afternoon. While being a principal is still among the favorite jobs of Fish, there's one other role that has risen to the top. Grandpa. Just ask him about those grandchildren and his face lights up. Family first. Something he taught me. After all these years, Fish still likes to keep up to date. He shares ideas with the administrative team and even suggests one of our books for next year. He is the epitome of the lifelong learner. Pep assemblies, as you guys know, and Fish are synonymous. Each one is a closely guarded secret meant to wow the crowd, and he never disappoints. Fish could be an event planner in his second act. This evening, as well as graduation and all the other award programs, are carefully planned by to the last detail by him. He wants everything to be perfect for his students and families. He works bingo every Monday night to raise funds for all the special awards. He is the instant bingo king. While Fish loves assemblies, awards banquet, and all the activities that make the total high school experience, his favorite is Student Council's Oktoberfest. We even had it in November one year, then canceled it. His mustache is famous. It has its own Twitter account. Speaking Speaking of Twitter, Fish finally came into the 21st century technology and got a smartphone last year. Twitter has never been the same. He has mentored countless administrators and teachers, so his impact on the profession is far-reaching, well beyond Madison. He has mentored future superintendents, central office personnel, and principals, but his favorite role is high school principal. And finally, the top 10 reasons why Fish deserves this award. The hugs that students give him on graduation day say it all. He truly cares about each and every student, and after 15 years of working with him, I am honored to present him with the inaugural William J. Fisher Workhorse Award.
All right, I'd like to keep Fish up here so we can present the award to the student winner. The student recipient was selected by our two guidance counselors, Ms. Beam and Ms. Rohde, along with myself and Mr. Mayer. We narrowed it down to two finalists, and this year's recipient separated herself in the committee's eyes. In the future, Mr. Fisher will be a part of the selection process, but obviously this year we wanted to keep it a surprise. I believe he will be in agreement with this year's winner. This year's winner is involved in just about everything in Madison High School, just like Fish. She is in multiple AP and honors classes. She has a 4.0 GPA. She has participated in Key Club and Spanish Club, Student Council, Drama Club, and Thespian Troupe. She is a part of Madison's show choir, Eclectica. She has been in every musical in one act the school has ever offered, being the lead in 3 out of 4 musical productions. She is the president of Student Council. She is the president of Key Club. She is the school's mascot for multiple events, helping cheer on our Blue Streaks. She does the school's morning announcements with humor and flair. I think Mr. Fisher would be honored to have this young lady be the first recipient of the William J. Fisher Workhorse Award. She will be continuing her education next year at Miami University. This so happens to be the same university that Mr. Fisher attended just a few short years ago. Without further ado, this year's award recipient, Avery Pinta. Avery, stay up here. I'd like to call Detective Doyle to come up. He has something to present as well.
Thank you, Mr. Whaley. My name is Tim Doyle, and I represent the Madison Police Activities League. I'd like to present a scholarship award on behalf of our organization in the name of Principal William Fisher. We'd like to recognize Principal Fish for his dedication to his job, to the students, and to the community. There's something to be said about Fish's character and work ethic that he is recognized by 2 separate organizations, the school administration and the members of the Madison Police Department. Most of us here today know Fish because we see him at our kids' sporting events and extracurricular activities. But what we don't know, overlooked, or have taken for granted is that Fish has been doing this job for the last 21 years. Fish is usually the first person in the building in the morning, and at night one of the last to leave. Around 7, 8, or even later, and on weekends, you'll see his blue SUV parked in the fire lane on the east side of the school. Actually, Fish, the Police Activities League decided to give the amount of money you would owe in parking tickets to the scholar. If you think about it, Fish is ultimately responsible for the care of 1,000 kids 5 days a week, making sure that they receive an education, fed lunch, class schedules are correct, and our kids treat each other accordingly. Things that we as parents have a tough time doing with just our own children. It is because of Fish's dedication to his job that the William Fisher Workhorse Award was created by school staff Jack Whaley and Bill Mayer, and others. On behalf of Madison Police Activities League, we would like to present a scholarship award in the name of William Fisher to Avery Pinta. Avery, over the last 4 years, it is your hard work, your personality, your character, GPA, your positive attitude that made you stand out to be recognized by school staff. Because of that, the Madison Township Police Activities League is happy to present you with a check of $1,500 in honor of William Fisher. introduce our chief, Matt Byers.
Thank you, Judge. Ask Mr. Fisher, Mr. Whaley to come up here, and Mr. Mayor. Because on behalf of the Madison Police Athletics League, we want to keep this scholarship fund continuing for years to come. So on behalf of the Police Athletic League, I'd like to make a donation of $500 to next year's Workhorse Scholarship Award.
Chief, you won't arrest me if I put that towards my new car. It's falling apart. I appreciate your kindness listening through all that. I did not know that was coming, so I'm very honored. Let's get to the awards, the academic awards. So, before we do the 4-year plaque and the picture with your parents, I will culminate the program. We do have some seniors that have, although they didn't get their 4-year award, they continue to work hard. So if you're here, first year academic winner, their certificates there, Bill. Please come forward. Sandrine Neeson. Sandrine. Jonathan Schultz. And Brianna White. All right, congratulations. We'll do all the first, second, third together, okay? The second year award winners, there should be some medallions there. Theodore Davis, Teddy. John Estrada. And Erica Colino. And then there's letters there for the third year winners. Anna Clucci, AC. Darian Judd. Taylor Roth. And Matthew Starling. So let's give them all a nice big round of applause. First, second, third year winners. And Bill, if you want to go over and get a picture with them. Okay, the last part of the award, we appreciate your patience. As you know, the 4th year winners get a plaque, if you want to hold up one there, Mr. Whaley. Well deserved. It's taken 4 hard years of maintaining, keeping a high GPA.
I know. So just so you guys know that. Very first, Corbin Anthony. Hold your applause to the end, please. Brittany Asbell. Brandon Baird. Chloe Beach. Carly Beckwith. Megan B. Miller. Ashley Beasler. Brendan Bell.
Hey, Jacqueline. Jacqueline.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, this is nothing to be standing over there. His parents aren't. Thomas Bihari. Emily Bobin. Jamie Bowers. Grace Carpenter. Andrew Cervelli. This is good practice for graduation. Nicole Chandler. Cheyenne Christian. Shayna Cologne. Chloe Coolidge. I know it's not you, Haley, but I'm going to read them anyway. Haley Corbett. Making sure they're in alphabetical order. Brandon Cramlett. Josephine Davidson. Patrick Davis. Luke Deist. Iris Delsenor. Andrew Dietrich. Mira Ilersic. Benjamin Elmore. Mary Eschenauer. Ariana Farnsworth. Brianna Farnsworth. Joshua Berry. Allie Fleischer. Ellie Frania. Brendan Frazier. Elizabeth Gaber. Natalie Green. Zach Geyer. Catherine Harrison. No, John. Heather Rukai. I would not mess that up. Erica Jans. Rachel Kosar. Zachary Krupa. And last but not least, from A to K, Alex Coots. Give him a round of applause, please.
Olivia LaRouche.
That's everybody quiet.
If everybody could be a little quieter. Eleanor Laymaster. Sydney Lockridge. Joseph Marcelli. Zachary Marjolowski. Lucas McCoy is not here. Hannah McKillen. Zachary Myers. I practiced this one. Macy Mahovich. Lilith Miles. Jasmine Morales. Elizabeth Montgomery. Seth Moyer. McKenna Nalo, excuse me. I was doing so good. Rachel Novak. Haley O'Neill. Alicia Palma. Mackenzie Parker. Michaela Parker. Colleen Peruzic. Is Mr. Peruzic still here? Gabriella Peters. Taylor Petty. Avery Pinta. Michaela Poe. Amber Pogo Zelski.
Just so you know, the next one is Hot-Eye, not Hottie.
Philip always helping me. Philip Potter. Ivory Hot-Eye. Tavis Quiggle. Abby Reed. Brittany Revlock. Jesse Ruff. Danielle Rush. Jeremiah Schultz. Jordan Simcoe.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Allison Stanley. Gabriella Stark. Taylor Stark. Sabrina Stocker. Kenna Tanner. Neil Tucker.
There you go.
I don't believe Cletus Turner is here. Gwendolyn Weaver. Jacob Welk. Hunter Wentz. Lauren Winfield. And last but not least, Mr. Cooper Wood.
Thank you again for your patience. That concludes the program, and we'll see everybody Saturday.